Hey there, Aquarius. This is Joy with Joy the World, here to take an intuitive peek into the energies going on around you. Friends and subscribers, welcome back. And if you are new to this channel, make sure you click that subscribe button down below. It is free as always. And if you'd like to know anytime I post new videos, make sure you ring that bell out beside it and they will notify you. Okay, so enough of that. Also, yes, do give it a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a share, give it out, share because you care, because when you do, it titillates YouTube's algorithm and it helps these be shared with people who haven't seen it before. Also, make sure you leave comments down below because I want to know what's going on your side of the lens, babe. Jump in, get that support because together we are better. Now, with all that being said, Aquarius, leave it to you to be the sign that we keep talking about love in. And if there were any sign that that is happening, I would love for it to be you guys, because you're the last people that want to talk about it. And it's like, well, it's time, it's time, it's time. And more than that, it really is time. Look at what we have got going on. We got a few cards coming out. We're going to run through them because then we're going to move into the forward energy. But this is just to let you know, like here, look at this. Okay. We got the King of Swords coming in here, but it is talking about that resurrection, that regeneration, this lightness of heart, that's lightness of spirit, not just having to be so purpose-minded anymore. How do I know? Look at this. Look at this. High Priestess. I tried to follow away from the last reading and she just shot right on back out. She's like, you think you're going to do that? Let them know I am coming home. Man or woman, high priest, high priestess, this is you returning home to yourself, returning to pleasure. It's like putting the fire under the kettle, right? You're ready to get some good stuff cooking up. And this comes in saying, be prepared. Satisfaction is coming. You are moving forward in this now. That's why you've moved from the Queen of Swords, the one taking action of like, let me block this. You know, you've been going, let me block it, let me block it, let me block it. You've been like blocking this and blocking. I pretend this is the Queen. I'm sorry, King. I'm just having to substitute you for a moment. Blocking it, blocking it, blocking it. And now it's coming time where no, it has moved on to the King. It is the self-assurance. It is the knowledge and the knowing of this incoming energy of you returning to yourself, coming home to yourself, right? Okay. And this is a whole new world order. This is us. We're already in the flume. Okay. When Mercury went retrograde, we entered into the slide. Like when you hop on a ride and you get last in, you ain't jumping out then. And we are in that flume coming down the slide and the ride, moving into the age of what we could call Aquarius. Because it is very plasmatic. It is an air that goes beyond just lofty words. It goes beyond the fire of the sizzle of technology, which is some of what is getting me right now because these lights are so intense. Not just what's around me, like what is trying to come up, come through, and come in. So it's not, well, it's kind of like you go be blinded by the light, baby. What is that song? Wake up like a deuce, another roller in the eye. I always was like, what are they saying? I love the rest of the song, but I didn't even know what that meant. But anyways, here we have the Four of Wands and the King of Cups coming in. And in this case, the Four of Wands, we could think of like, oh, celebration, whatever. No, this card is clearly saying, get ready. Get ready for that relationship. Get ready for that foundational home. Get ready to return to yourself in partnership. And you're apparently picking something over here. So let's see what's going on. Talk about moving on to the 5, putting it all together. This is not focusing on the chaos because you're not focusing on the work. That doesn't bother you. You're looking through it. Like if you're someone who's into football, when they have that line and they have to get the down, say they pass it off to the running back. If the running back is looking to hit that line, he's going to fall before he gets to it. He has to look beyond that line and set his sights beyond it. And that's what you were doing here. That's how you are coming home. You are setting your sights. If you've ever seen Toy Story, remember Buzz there at the end, and Buzz says, we're following with style, and he's got a hold of Woody, and he's going along, and Woody's like, you're about to miss the moving van, Buzz. And he says, I wasn't aiming for the moving van. No, and whoop, he lands in the minivan right next to their boy, Andy, right where they belong. That is what you're doing here, friend. You know, so Aquarius, right? And you're like, that's stoking you up, and it's no more burning bridges, leaving the old behind, you know, turning off on love. I'm sorry, y'all, they up here talking like Daddy Saturn. We got Saturn time master moving on up here. Saturn's going to move into you, and it is not going to disrupt your world. It is going to shaken and awaken your world. And like, kind of like popcorn. Okay, you're piggybacking off of Capricorn. For those of you that you like, popcorn, jump over to that read because we are the whole zodiac, right? But it's like when you get a bag, you shake it because you want the salt and stuff to distribute around, but you want those hard kernels to go at the bottom and all the good stuff to make its way at the top. That's what Time Master's doing here. When he shakes this and awakens it, it's going to cause the good stuff to rise on up. Shh. Y'all's energy, it may seem like zing, 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 but that's a butterfly. They flutter around like this, but they know what they're looking for. And you're like, we are looking for the King of Cups. Talk about shaking. It's like, and making them rise up. Man or woman, whoever you are here. The king talks about establishment, okay? This isn't about a man coming in for you if you're a man watching this and you like women, okay? This is about your person. This is a commitment-based, oriented person in the life of love. They're not a game player because that's what you were trying to say. You like the game. No. Saturn is here. No game. No game for you. No more of that because you don't have time for that. You don't have time for that. You're making downs, you're making progress, you're moving forward, you're putting scores up on the board, getting success, getting satisfaction coming on in. You know what you're here for? But that's the thing. He said, let me mind your mind for you. This is what Saturn's coming in for you. Ooh, baby, we may have to tag this as a Saturn read also. That's what Saturn's coming into your sign to do. To mind your mind for you so that you don't have to mind. That's why you're being afforded the power to step into this love. And that's why it's sifting up this commitment, this awakening. And I see when it completes his head, this piece over here, it makes a full heart. It makes a full heart fulfillment. Be prepared to be satisfied. As much as your commitment to your purpose in life has satisfied you, imagine that transferring over into this other realm because Saturn. Daddy Saturn's coming on in to run rings around you, to woo you in, to draw you into this love connection. And that's what the Four Wands is saying. You're ready. You're ready. This is a tree of life, right? But it's blazing. It's like if you've ever seen the bobsleds where they get in that chute and that flume, the path is already made and it's all downhill and not in a bad way, baby. Then in this case, it is the flume of life. This is you coming in like high priestess. You all like, shwoo, baby. And you coming on in, landing up right beside this. You coming on in all high priestess alongside your commitment-minded person, someone who's forthright and determined. And now they get all on your mystery. Look at this. They're like, I have no problem handling this. And they say handling you and not like handling you or directing you. But there's someone that when you get all caught off out in those clouds, I don't know what this is yet. But when those clouds capture you, they charge on in and they're like, baby, hop on. Love, hop on here. You too special to be lost floating out in those clouds. I'm going to bring you back so that you can be afforded the pleasure of this life here in your human body. Period on that sentence. And King of Swords is like, yes, please. Okay, so it's not wanting to come up yet. So I can't look at that yet. Let's see what we are calling in. We're going to look at what's you leaving? And that brings justice. Balance. Can you imagine the stars in your eyes? I can imagine the stars in your eyes. Okay. I have Jupiter and Venus in my Aquarius. Talk about some love, huh? You got those stars in your eyes, kaleidoscope eyes. You know, when you come down, when this high priest or priestess, when you come down, is the fulfillment of all satisfaction. Is why you came from so far away. You've been traveling here all along, out of body, ethereal experience, very much in the plasma realm. All of this is your mind, like your mind's eye. This is how you see life. And now Saturn's coming in to free you, to free your mind, and the rest will follow. I love that. And look at them joining together their forces. Look at this alignment of you and Saturn coming together. Saturn is bringing in this balance and justice. It's going to hold it for you so that you don't have to do that excess, that extra work that makes you so extra, right? That then you can settle and cozy in and you're like, I'm all about that. That's what you've been aiming for. That's what you've been moving towards. That's what you've been harnessing and channeling and bringing in all along. But that's the thing about Saturn. Saturn provides the pathway. Remember like the bobsled road that they go down? It's already defined. It's already there so that you can just enjoy the ride, so that you can move about quickly, so that you can move about that air as a manifester They're saying of your madness. And it doesn't mean like, it's more like somebody in their lab, in their place of preparation, in their kitchen, you know, if you're a cook, in your art studio, if you're an artist, on your computer, if you're a designer, right? With your friends, if you've got a funny bone, whatever it is, you are in your kitchen. And that is that thing. It stirs up this passion in you, and you're able to go for it full force, right? You're able to let it rise all the way up because you know that you're provided for, that you're covered, that you have help, that you have a comrade, okay? So even though I can't look at this, there is one that is crawling off the top over here. It's just literally sitting here like that in front of me. So we're going to take a peek and see what's going on. That cooking up some love too. Saturn, I love it. Don't think of Saturn that way. Now, Saturn didn't just like rules and regulations like mom and dad, you have to this and you should that, never this and always Saturn's like, come play in my field, come play in my yard. Saturn is like the one who worked with George Washington Carver and made his mind churn and burn with like this kind of passion for the sweet potato and for the peanut. Hello, George Washington Carver, thank you very much. Talk about an amazing person. It's one that if you live in America, that got some of the forefathers churning and burning up to be able to create a place where equality eventually does win out, right? Close to your heart, Aquarius, where love prevails, right? That is this heart that has been so bound by people's mindsets and limited by people's mindsets. And Aquarius, you are all about busting that up. But that's what Saturn is I want from you in return. It's not an exchange. No, it's a connection, right? A love connection. When we get in connected like our battery, right? Like the back of this car, we're all hooked in. We're all connected in. That's like when you step into the 8 and the lemniscate, it goes out and it returns a whole new energy, just like our arteries and our veins move our blood throughout. When the battery has the negative and the positive hooked up, it circulates through and it makes the whole car run. Okay? It is the one thing outside of all the other mechanisms that causes it to come together and allow you to be at the helm, to be at the wheel. So that's what he's affording here, and he's bringing it in, is cooking up this love. Does that not look like you? It's like, baby, I'm joining in with you on this. And that's that thing. It's not a competing ellipses going on around your heart. It's one that is complementary and provides this like playful balance, this like this unctuous, enticing type energy, and you're like, Joy, you got stuff bubbling up in us now, and I'm like, yes, please. Okay, so somehow the deck is splitting over here. Let me see what is trying to come out and talk to us. When I clean these up after a read, and then that card comes on back, I am telling you, for those of you, you got something feeling something up in your throat around this area, go watch Capricorn. We are the whole zodiac, the eye of God. You talk about some fine tuning coming in, setting your sights and opening up that trajectory of love. There's something in that message for you. Okay. So irregardless, well, we got to pull in. So the Empress there is pulling in the true heart. That's why she had to come. She had something to show us. That's too many, Empress. What do we do? Take off the top or the top and the bottom? Okay. Top and the bottom. Leave it to you. You and your quirky, kinky self. There's the bottom. There's the top. Even my door is knocking. All right, so we have the 7 of Wands and the 2 of Discs. Let me let you take a peep at those babies. So you're over here, you're talking about stopping the incoming traffic. She's still pointing. She's like, tell them. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. This is you right here stopping the incoming traffic. You're like hindering some communication. And this was some old stuff almost left around like a relic of like, see, don't you mess with me. It's like some of that old Queen of Swords. This is a king. Sorry, king. You having to stand in place for that queen a little bit today to remind us where we came from so we don't return to there. No. This is that, okay, they're talking about the space. Daddy Saturn's talking about the space when Saturn was in Aquarius. Okay, and now we'll return. It's like, don't come back with that. This is what the Empress is saying. In order to abound, the cornucopia, the fullness of life, which is the bounty. Remember, there's so much partnering and going along. It's not just Saturn partnering with you. It's not just the King of Cups. It's divine committed partner coming in. It's you partnering with yourself. It's you allowing this balance of justice to come on in by dispelling and dislodging this old, like, kind of a gut reaction. Okay, and it blocks any new coming energy. It blocks this Aquarius person. And I can't say they're Aquarian sun sign. But what I'm saying is that same mindset from beyond the realm, so far beyond the scope of this world that they totally get you. And they groove with your vibe, just like two dance partners when you're doing, not like just club dancing, right? But even if you are, you have to respond to each other. It's that dance. Each person's doing their own thing, like an equal opposite type of reaction going on. But that's you getting rid of this, okay? Dislodging these old patterns that had shown up on you, especially on the lower chakras. Do like a little bit of purge, clear, use a bell, okay? Use vibrations, use tones. Things like that are incredibly clearing. In this case, I wouldn't advise for smoke, because smoke, when it's used for clearing of some old energies, as some of them go out, some new ones can show up in the smoke because they're like, we won't be detected. And it takes time for it to grow like seeds in the ground. Because I will tell you, having been a gardener, the weed seeds, the weed that looks just like the real plant you're going, will find its way next to it. How it happens, I don't know. I call them mockers. That you have to give it enough time till you can differentiate them. And by then you got some pretty good roots. And that's what they're talking about. Don't be mocked. Saturn will help you with this. He will help extract that. Talk about being on point and on the same page with you as well. That'll clear it off and clear your land and give you a fresh new start. Okay? That's what Empress has to say. And then there won't be this like tossing about in your mind. Having to go back and forth with yourself, having to play these games with yourself, having to like distance yourself from the delights of life, distancing yourself, like putting yourself in that lonely dance, bridging the chasm, being separated even from yourself, from your truth. They're talking about these. So let's get a rune about that separation from self and truth here. This Two of Dusk for our Aquarius friends and family here, and any new people joining us, thank you. Okay, you got a minute. Integrity, long and strong. Swift, absolute assurance. Celebrate, things are looking up. Yeah, stand strong. Look at this. This is what is iterating it here. Be yourself. Be your whole self in one body. Don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid. Cast that all aside. Work it all together. You know who you are. You know what you're aiming for. So work from the center, that heart. Ooh, baby. That's what you got going on here. Ding, ding, ding. Work from the center of your heart. And it's saying, be prepared for that satisfaction. You will be satisfied. What? With this Empress. With this impressiveness. You will be impressed. You will be like gobsmacked, mouth hanging open like, oh, you know, that type of energy going on, because you are allowing Saturn to meld energy with you, to divine magic for you, to open this flume, this channel for your ease and your facilitation life. Okay? Who has a problem with that? Because that brings about more bounty and abundance. And when you overflow, it overflows onto the world in such a way that they can see it, they can grasp it, and they are truly transformed and changed, because you don't just give them a fish. By your life, your living, your blueness, your example, your throat chakra. Okay, that's the one about the Capricorn. You are a living example. People look up to you, and not just like, oh, you know, because you don't want that. You want truth, you want real, and you understand, you want them to know you mean to be that way. And now you're going to be one, you're going to be whole with yourself. That it's not even having to do the beingness of that anymore, because even being takes consciousness. This is where Saturn is stepping in for you to bring you into the ultimate divine order of amness. All right. And if that's resonating with you or posting some questions, go check out some of the Scorpio reads. They talk about the amness. They talk about the aligning of the eyes, which is on the back of this emanations card here. Opening up our imagination, our instincts, our intellect, our intuition, those type of things, all the way into our I amness. And it has to do with the world, the plasma around us, our amnios, which is what you are bringing in, right, in this new era of air, and along with Saturn. Saturn is the tactile, pragmatic, practical, tangible earth building, earth shaking, world changing, shaking up, shaking and moving the love, right? Like sifting all that good stuff up to the top, right? Bringing in the king of love. Saturn's all about commitment, not rigid forms. No, like truth from the heart, very much integrity. Integrity to me, when you hear me talk about beauty, I'm talking about integrity. Because there are people that talk about integrity a lot, and I'm integrous, blah, 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 and they're just, doing that beingness form and version. And then there can be discrepancies that are harsh and harmful on others, right? We want to steer clear of. This has to do with beauty. Beauty is a coming forth from self. It is being the same on the inside as the outside, forever authentic from moment to moment, because you're living in the eternal vibration of it. Not the, hey, I'm getting this right type. No, the living from self, the commitment to love and life and bounty. Okay, so now we go pop that up there, and that's bringing in swift, absolute assurance. That is that we were talking about earlier, moving it right on through. Talk about this flume of life. I mean, it's going to be like that. Zoom, you coming on down in this channel of life that the time master, Daddy Saturn, Papa, has divined for you so that you could flow. It's like when electricity, we've got it all over the place, right? And internet. Those formulas, those formats are already set up. That all you have to do is like plug in your phone. All you have to do is open up your phone. All you have to do is make a phone call, receive a phone call. All you got to do is go to your stove, your kitchen, whatever, and cook it up. And some of you who are living off grid, I love you. Thank you for being here. I know the bit of a challenge that you face, but you still have that determined spirit. You got a bit of Leo going on you. Some of you, some Taurus, right? But you're still here, and those formats and those pathways have already been facilitated. Like a gong, it's already been open. It's already been open. Who's here? 18, Earth Keeper. Okay, you don't want to hear it. So there's a bit of smugness here. The Earth being the center. Okay. And that is a bit of what this, the struggle was. It threw you off. Kind of like putting it there, like, because you are so plasmatic and from beyond this world, we got to cover him up on purpose. This other person, he, she, we got to cover it up, right? Because this is you here. That energy coming in is like staving off. Do you see her holding it off like, psh, I'm too big for that. I'm too good for that. I'm meant for more than that. I'm up above it. And that's why this has still been rambling around here. They're saying don't aim for the down. Look beyond. Look beyond. And do you see his eyes looking beyond for you? He's going to carry you there. He knows you desire satisfaction. That satisfaction and fulfillment that doesn't just come into your mouth and onto your table, but into the whole wide world, into the next generation that produces this change, this justice, this format that you desire here on earth. Why you have moved forward into the King of Swords to facilitate that sweet, beautiful, unctuous, delicious life, because butterflies, they live off the nectar, okay? They're not our main pollinators. Anything that they touch on, I had a garden. It was already pollinated by the bees and the wasp and the whoever's and the whatever's long before they got there. And that butterfly's just flying around. It has no backpack. It has no home. It's just here having that delicious life of moment to moment living. And that's what they're calling for you, Aquarius. To be able to open up, to celebrate, to be ready to rise up into this celebration, to let this energy of earth and love, this earth and connection, this vitality, this full commitment of another human being to you and of Saturn to you. Oh, you aren't going to be bound. You're going to be set free. You thought you were free. You hadn't known free till you know this free, this all here is like a doubling effect. It is like growing right now. It is reproducing and multiplying right now, this abundance. So all in the center, I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to just lie on down a little bit. Here's that card that you like, I couldn't even pick it up, couldn't turn it, but this is what is in your eyes. I'm not looking. I'm looking here with you. This is what is in your eyes. This is what you had your eye, the heart of your eye, the opening of your eye, the opening of your soul line all along. But that was this morning here. Put down this guard. We know who you are and where you're from. We know how magnificent you are. Let us celebrate you and join in this with you. Because when you begin to live this life and you have this fulfillment, you have this cornucopia, this dissipates so that this person can come towards you. Oh, this ground is going to abound and look like this. Talk about the meeting of the minds. Yes, yes, yes. So what happens here? Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that pocket of love. You got the Two of Hearts. You got the Two of Cups coming on in. And this isn't like baby love. This isn't like beginning love. This is like fresh newness, like not untainted, unspoiled. Remember the butterfly? They have no backpacks. They have no baggage. They have nothing from the previous life. None. None. I love it. Clear her on out, and here we come. Empress is like, that's right, because that's who you truly are. This is who you truly are, and this is where your beauty shines. The unique thing about Aquarius, your unique beauty, your individual beauty, your individual aspirations and inspirations and upliftings and encouragements and an example of who you are, the embodiment of who you are, your I amness, right? Right? Welcome to the Love Boat, friend. Remember to leave your comments down below, like and share. Share because you care. Get this message out. These are timeless energy sessions unless they are otherwise stated. Let's help level up this world. Do it with just a click of a button, baby. But do leave that comment down below. I love to hear from you and join in that partnering support because I am a Capricorn sun. Got lots of Capricorn, Saturn energy. Loving to join with you in this. We'll talk again real soon.